Hi there everybody, this is Ches from Retro Nirvana Gaming, and today we've received 6 of the white shelves for the Billy bookcases from IKEA. So we've done some upgrades to the 3 bookshelves we have right here. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll help the channel grow and you'll see more of our videos. We are very close to 2,000 subscribers at this point, and I would appreciate your help. Here we go. I ordered these bookcases in December as a Christmas gift from my parents, and so of course it took me like about a month or so to get them ordered, get them delivered, and I think about a month ago we put them all together, so they're pretty fresh still in here. So we actually got 3 white ones and we got one for the modern game room that's black. And so these shelves have been out of stock for quite a while, just the individual shelves, because they give you I think 5 to start out with, and then unfortunately for a game collector you're going to need more than that, so I ordered 2 more for each shelf. And so you'll see in just a sec what that looks like with the extra room. It actually looks fantastic. Here we go, let's take a look. So we're going to get 2 more shelves for this shelf right here, this Billy bookshelf. So 2 more shelves for this one. So we're gonna redo this whole shelf here and make it look really nice now that we have the shelves over here. Also we're gonna gain 2 more shelves on this bookshelf as well. So all this stuff that's on the bottom here, DS games and Atari games, Sega CD, Sega Saturn games, and some DVDs. Those are all gonna go on the 2 shelves above once we get those. This will look a lot better overall, a little more better flow with the DS. And let's go look at the other shelf over here as well. So as you can see on the bottom here, we have PSP is kind of a big mess over here. So we're gonna get 2 more shelves here. We'll be able to display everything very nicely, along with everything else that kind of flows all the way down to the bottom. So stay tuned. As soon as we get the shelves, I'll be putting them up and we'll have more footage. Okay, we put in those 2 shelves over here now. So now we have the long box PS1 games right here, followed by more PS1 games, and then we go straight into the PS2 games here with some of the heavy hitters: Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And then I extended another row of PS2 here because we had a lot over here and it was very crammed. So this second row, or this second shelf of just RPGs here, now has no back to it, so there's just nothing behind them anymore. So all those games are now over here, which can be prominently displayed a lot better. You can see all the franchises: Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, Tekken, Jak and Daxter, Ridge Racer, Crash Bandicoot, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, so I'm kind of doing fighting games, God of War together, all the different games together. And then at the end here we have a little spot here with just the Atari games. So that first row is actually 2 deep all the way to the top of the shelf, and then there's just a few in the second row there. This kind of lightened the second row here, so there is a second row back there of PS2 games, lesser titles. So I made everything vertical instead of horizontal, so now you can kind of see all the titles from the side like you're supposed to, like a bookshelf. And the second row is sitting kind of on top there like that. So yeah, I think it's a good, we made some progress already. Okay, this is what the second bookshelf looks like so far. So we have the PSP, boxed consoles, all the PSPs right here displayed in front, and then we have a selection of games right here on this first shelf here. Second shelf we're going to put in right now, and then we're going to have another shelf on the bottom for some extra stuff. Okay, after much moving everything around, this is what the final result looks like in bookshelf 2. So we now have the Vita shelf a little bit higher up, and we have everything faced forward as far as we can. second shelf has the collector's edition boxes for the PSP systems, along with the consoles or the handhelds and a selection of RPGs on the top shelf, along with some Silent Hill and some other games. Second shelf is just chock full of PSP games, so it's just from one side of the shelf all the way to the other side of the shelf, all just PSP games. And the last shelf is just for growth, so we have about half of the shelf full, and then we have the Sega Game Gear consoles right here. So this is going to be room for expansion. We have lots of space in the back for another row of PSP games. Same thing with this shelf. And if we needed to, we could actually put some on this shelf as well. So plenty of room for extra growth. Okay, so unfortunately, one of the shelves is missing one of the hooks for the brackets for the shelf. But as you can see, everything else looks good. So we have 2 rows of Nintendo DS right here with some of the best games featured in front here. So yeah, that's a lot of DS games right there. Second row has pretty much just 1 row. So those are also pretty heavy hitter games. So you got the Marios, the Kirby's, Professor Layton games and all that. And on the bottom for now, we're gonna just keep it like this until we get 1 more peg for that shelf, and then we should be able to make a second row here. So otherwise, I think it looks great. So here's the last look at what it looks like now. From the top to the bottom, we have lots of great stuff on that shelf. So as you can see, we have 3DS. At the top we have Amiibos, 3DS. We have the GBA collection with all the handhelds. And then we have DS, and then some knickknacks on the bottom, mostly Game Boy. On the other side here we have Last Look. We have Genesis Loose, Dreamcast, PS Vita. That has its own shelf. PSP, we have the collector's shelf right here with all the consoles on there, along with the RPGs. We have PSP, and Game Gear. So I'm gonna try to find some way to display the Game Gear games, because right now I just have them in this little card file box, and I have 2 of those and want to display them properly. Alright, and here's the last look at this shelf here. So now this is a complete shelf. We have Wii on top, all the accessories. We have our little museum here, Wii Museum at the top. GameCube display right there. PS1 RPGs. PS1 heavy hitters. Popular titles on the PS1 going into the long box. Regular PS1 overflow here, right into the heavy hitter PS2, and lots of popular titles here on the PS2, along with Atari on the bottom left, and then it flows right into the PS2 collection on the right here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. These shelves have been a long time coming in terms of trying to get this last bottom part of the shelf looking nice. I think it looks phenomenal now. The PS2 collection is nicely displayed. As you can see, it looks way better now that you can see all the fantastic PS2 titles in there. Same thing with the PSP collection over here. So now we can actually see what we have in the collection and people can appreciate it, along with the DS and some of the other awesome libraries. I am kind of relieved we finally have it in here and now we can display everything properly. I think it looks like a proper game room again now. The next project, which is the second to last project, is getting more black shelves for the modern game room over there. So we're going to get another 6 or so shelves for those 3 bookshelves, and then we'll be able to display everything in that room properly. So unfortunately, a little bit of a inconvenience to have to order so many more extra shelves for these Billy bookshelves. But overall, it's a nice project, and once we get them in, it looks fantastic. I thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to help the channel grow. You'll see more of our videos. See you guys in the next one, and take care. Bye.